One of them wanted to be the security guy. He claimed he was a security guy.
Welcome to Security Guy Radio. What's your name, sir?
My name is Bart Didden, and thanks for having me, Chuck.
Bart, what's the name of your company?
Security Dealer Network.
And what does Security Dealer Network do?
Security Dealer Network is the channel for Dragonfly security systems.
And what does that do?
Dragonfly is a DIY, do-it-yourself security system that uses motion viewers like these two here to detect the presence of unwanted
Intruders?
intruders.
So, do-it-yourself is intriguing to me.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of technology out there, right? And you go to Lowe's, you go to Home Depot and buy this thing and plug it in, and then people don't, maybe they can plug it in, but then there's not any sustainable usage in it. They figure out how to do it. How is this different from that?
Well, this technology is actually over 12 years old. It is these sensors are produced by a company called Videofied, and they make professional grade quality sensors for professionally installed alarm systems.
That's the difference, right? Because a lot of stuff you see at the Home Depots are the cheap, hanging up. It lasts a couple weeks, not a couple weeks, but you know what I'm saying,
Right.
And this is the difference between you and those other things. Because
Yes.
this is professional grade brought down to the home, which is good.
That's correct. And also these detectors, while it's a do-it-yourself alarm system where you install it yourself, if you ever want to upgrade to a professionally designed and installed system, these detectors actually travel with you to your next system. So there's a lot of value in that.
Now, what do we need in our house to get this started?
All you need is internet service. But even without internet service, cell service in your, good cell service
Right.
in your area is all you need, and 110 volt outlet for the controller.
So when I bought my house, it was built in 1932. It's still got cloth wiring,
Yeah.
but I paid to have some Cat 5 put in there, right? So
Okay.
I'm all wired up, right? Neighbor next door, not so much. But she has power, and she's like, 80 years old, and she doesn't know anything about the internet. But she has power, and she has a mobile phone, and it's a smartphone, and she uses it. So she could use this without having the connection to the internet.
Absolutely.
So it's plug and play for a wireless app on your phone, or if you're through the internet at your home.
Well, you need the internet to get the signal out, unless you go cellular.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yes.
if I didn't have the internet at my house, I still got internet on my phone.
That's correct.
And that's going to work. All right. So walk me through how I would do it myself on this.
Okay, so you would get a solicitation or a suggestion from a typical alarm dealer to go visit their Dragonfly web page. And there you get a lot of different information about the equipment, installation techniques, about where sensors should be placed for the optimum protective or actually detective, capability.
Right.
And you would decide how many sensors you need inside and outside your home to give you the coverage that you're looking for. Also, the website, there are videos there that tell you that if your phone isn't turned on, you're not going to get a notification. If your internet service isn't working, if the controller is plugged into the internet, if your internet service isn't working, you're not going to get a signal.
Right.
There's some really common sense limitations. Also, each system can have more than one user, of course. So if all of your users don't have cell service, they're not going to get notified.
Right. So it's interesting. You're saying that we're going to find the security digital network within an alarm company or an installer of some kind. So it's kind of a supplement to maybe their other businesses. Maybe they're doing commercial buildings, but they have your product in your application for a home.
That's correct.
Interesting.
There's a lot of people that don't want salesmen coming to their home.
No, exactly.
They don't want installers coming into their home and drilling holes and, doing, the typical professionally designed system. Or like my son lives in San Francisco. He rents. He'd like to have security, but he works for a national accounting company, and he's here on a two-year assignment, and then he's going to be moving on to somewhere else. He can take all of this equipment and install it in his next apartment rental, and just change the address on the smartphone app. That changes it in the central station, and he's good to go no matter where he is in the country.
That's important because most renter law is this. I screw something in the wall, I tape it to the wall, I bolt it to the wall. It's the landlord's property now.
Yeah.
That's general law, right?
Yeah.
But since these don't permanently attach, I can take them down, I can take them with me and put them in the next place. That's brilliant.
Yeah, double stick tape, but actually...
Yeah. Well, that DuPont stuff that peels off, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you can even take this. I mean, it might be a little tough in San Francisco with earthquakes.
Everything's tough in San Francisco.
With earthquakes. But you could just put this on your dresser table.
Oh, without attaching it to anything.
Without attaching it to anything.
Put the little closer to the camera. And if you're listening on podcast, go to YouTube and you can see this. Size of what? An old phone, an old cell phone.
Yeah,
size.
like those old Motorola flip phones.
Exactly. It's about how big it is, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's an ounce, 2 ounces. Right. I mean, it's really...
And that's going to cover how many square feet?
It's rated for 40 by 40. But the further
average
out,
bedroom's like 10 by 10 or 12 by 12, so that's
sure.
plenty.
I mean, you get great video, because when the alarm is turned on and the sensor sees something, it takes a 7-second video clip.
Oh, interesting.
And that's what it sends you onto your phone.
So is it? By the way, is it stored locally on that device, or is it all through the Wi-Fi?
It's all through the Wi-Fi. It's in the cloud.
Oh, it gets recorded and sent to the cloud, and then down to your phone. Brilliant.
Right, and
so it's not live viewing of your resident if you're away, but it's close.
In future generations, there will be a live look-in where you can ask it for a 7-second clip. And you can watch it. It's
mostly live, as we like to say about my radio show. Okay, that's brilliant.
Yeah. So
let's say I got a 1,200 square foot house. How many of these devices am I looking at?
Well, you can go as few as you want. What you want to do is you want to look for where your vulnerabilities are in your home, and also like the hallway to and from your bedrooms. You could put this at one end of the hallway, and now anyone who's coming in and going toward the bedrooms or away from the bedrooms, you have them in a very small space, and you can get a lot of coverage out of one device, say in a hallway. If your windows are accessible, then you want to put them in a room where someone coming through a window, but obviously in the doorways, would be, the primary spots.
Now, I get if we're out and we're at the movies and this thing goes off, it starts recording. If I'm in the house and we have a hot prowl, we like to call it, right? Somebody that comes in while you're there.
Okay.
Which happens in California a lot, by the way. You don't get too many hot prowls in Chicago in the wintertime, right? It's a little too cold, right?
No.
L.A., all the time.
Okay.
Because people sleep with the windows open, right? Is it going to give me some kind of audio that tells me somebody's in the house?
When the notification comes to your phone, you'll get, like a push notification.
Right.
You just tell your phone that I want to hear those notifications regardless of what my phone settings are.
Right.
And yes, you'll...
And then maybe, I don't know if it's part of your software, but I could probably set my notifications to a unique sound. Maybe I set it to something that makes me know that this is SDN's alarm going off.
Right. That's all in your smartphone.
Not my hashtag 4040 that I get every 20 seconds at 3 in the morning from Twitter, by the way, which goes off all night long, right? Oh, I got to turn those off. All right. So you can use it for a live application.
Sure.
I mean, it's a little different than a hardwired alarm system with panic buttons and so on. But listen, for the ease of use and the reliability, I think that's brilliant.
Yep.
Now, any pushback from people about privacy rights, or, I mean, this could be used in a not good way if you think about it too, right? You could stick this covertly somewhere. You could, stick it in your sister's house when she's not looking at Thanksgiving and then say, hey, what's going on over there? What's the range on it? You know what I mean? I got to be within the personal area network to watch
Well,
it?
yeah. Well,
Oh, no, you got the cloud, so you could in theory.
Well, no. The cameras talk to a controller hub that's in the house. So this outdoor camera has a maximum range of 1,000 feet.
Well, that's pretty good.
Line of sight.
Yeah.
Okay. And, building construction always plays with RF signals, so that lowers the range, So, no, you can't. The cameras have to be in a, close proximity
Right.
to the hub. But you were talking about your 1,200-foot home.
2 or 3 of those would handle it.
Oh,
Easy.
Probably, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to, you can have any combination up to 25 cameras.
25.
Yeah, on a hub, a controlling hub, all outdoor or all indoor, makes no difference, and that doesn't change the monthly fee either. So when
It's not per camera, it's just per account?
per account.
Well, that's interesting. I assume you have to buy 25 devices, and that's a cost.
Yeah.
Per device, but
Yeah.
but to make the network operate and be monitored, right? Mm-hmm. That's how much. You want to say how much it is?
Sure. There's 2 plans. There's a basic plan and a premium plan. It's $10 a month for the basic. It's $30 a month for the premium.
Hold on a second. I got to do a sound check. Did you say $10 a month?
Yes,
I
$10
want to make
a
sure I
month.
heard that correctly. That's unbelievable.
Well,
Who does $10 a month on an alarm system?
a $10 a month plan, the users that are affiliated with that hub, that location, they are self-filtering all the activations. When an activation comes in, they get 3 choices. They see the video and they get 3 choices. They can disarm the system, they can disregard the signal, or they can request a professional central station to dispatch the police
Right.
to that location. But if no one has their phone on and that's associated with that system, like you live with your wife
Right.
and maybe 2 children.
I wish they're supposed to be moved, but yes, as a matter of fact, they're still there. It's funny you should say that, but yes.
Okay, so all 4 of you will have the app on your phone.
Right.
Well, if all 4 of you have your phone off, that signal isn't going to go anywhere.
That's a good point. It's fair, but you know what? I just started working. I'm 20 years old. I live off Kraft macaroni and cheese. Remember those days, right?
Yeah, I do.
And, I can throw it on $10 a month, and I'll just be careful. I think it's still a brilliant entry point,
Right.
and cost. It's reasonable, right?
But
So the
let's
deluxe
say
plan is going to tie to your central station.
that's both plans,
Right.
Because even in the basic plan, you have
That's right. I can push it.
You have that button to ask us to call the police for
Now,
you.
do I get charged when I ask you to do that? Charge
No.
extra. Okay,
Nope.
that's good. All right.
But you need to know. So many times there's false alarm legislation. If you push that button and we send the police, well, you may get a fine if it's a false alarm. So
and
have
that's
to,
fair enough. That's police
Yeah.
got to, they come on a lot of false things, and that
Sure.
that legislation has actually cut down on a lot of fake things, and that's good.
It has.
Right. And
So-
then how much was the monitored again a month?
Okay, so the premium plan is $30 a month. And when the signal is transmitted, it simultaneously goes to all the users and the central station. So the central station will look at the video and determine, hey, I see somebody walking through the house. We'll try and call and get a password like we normally do because we want to cut down on false alarms. But also the users may recognize, you may recognize your son or your daughter, and you may hit disregard, and the central station will just stop where it is and not call the police.
Now, I'll tell you why I like this better than my alarm. And I have what did it cost? $3,000 to put it in. Right?
Yep.
I got Cat 5. I have panic buttons. I got wired screens. You can't come anywhere near my house, right?
Okay.
But when it goes off, it still goes to the dialer. And I got a separate dialer, by the way, a separate line. Goes to central station. And what do? Mr. Harold, H&H alarm, yeah. Is everything okay? Well, I guess if it was, I wouldn't need an alarm system. Why are you calling me? Send the freaking police, right? So that part I don't like, because one day it's not going to be okay, and they're still going to call me first.
Right.
Right? And we don't have very many false alarms. And, my son, hey, Dad, what's this button do? That's the panic button. I told you not to push that 500 times, and you pushed it, all right? You know how that goes, right? So I'm okay with false alarms, right? And I don't mind paying for the bill. But I'm not really comfortable with that process. The reason they do it is the alarm company does not want to get fined, right?
Sure.
So I like this better, because now I have the ability to cancel it myself. And if I don't cancel it, by the way, is your monitoring company going to call me?
Yes.
They're still going to do it?
Yep.
All right, so I can't get around it. Oh, well, I tried.
But Chuck-
still, I do like the ability to cancel it before they call me, and I don't get charged for it.
That's right.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen now. I'm walking out the door one day, and up roll the fire department and the police at the same time. And I go, oh, crap. And they know I'm an ex-cop. They know who I am, right? Hey, Chuck, what happened again? Okay, well, this time it was, A, B, and C. Why fire? Well, for some reason, I don't know. It's a bad day for bacon, and somebody opened up the door, and it all came at once. So my neighbors think I'm insane because all these people come to my house, right? But I didn't get a call on that. And it turned out they had called me. My phone was on silent, and they rolled everybody.
Yep.
So it's a balance on these things. I do like this component that you can self-control. I think that's a little better.
But Chuck, it gets better.
Okay.
You
Tell me more.
You and your family are on vacation. You're out in the Caribbean on a cruise boat. You have no cell service, and there's only the 4 of you that are users on the system. Well, before you left, if you were on the basic plan that you had to self-filter,
Right.
but now you're on a cruise boat, you can't self-filter, you can throttle up on a monthly basis even for just 1 month to the premium plan.
Oh, nobody does that.
No,
Nobody does that. That's good.
Nobody does.
And by the way, $30 is a good price. I've seen alarms as much as $50 a month. I've seen them for $25, right? Mm-hmm. All kind of the same coverage. Now, tell me about your monitoring systems. My understanding used to be that there are, 5 giant monitoring companies in the United States, and all the little monitoring companies pay the big companies and brand themselves and get monitored through there. Same kind of deal, central station, meaning, here's the Western California by Company A or something like that. Or is this a private monitoring system?
SDN contracts with one nationwide monitoring company called USA Central Station Alarm Corp. They have 3 offices, one in Connecticut, one in New York, and one in Minnesota for redundancy.
Yeah.
It's a company that's been in the alarm business for over 33 years. And USA is a company that its motto or its direction is to level the playing field for small to medium-sized alarm companies to be equal to those 5 large companies that you talked about.
Yes, we should not name.
That we should not name.
I don't like them, by the way.
But USA provides all the same technology and all the capabilities for the traditional professionally installed monitoring installation company. Now with Dragonfly and SDN, they're once again providing all the technology for DIY people as well as small and mid-sized alarm companies.
I really like this idea. I haven't seen it in this manner, right? You go to Lowe's, you buy something off the shelf, it's kind of like this, but not really. And I like the fact that it's associated with a dealer who's already an installer or an integrator, right?
Yep.
So let's say I'm eating macaroni and cheese, and all of a sudden I get a raise, and now I can afford rice-a-roni, and I want to upgrade. Can I go to the the installer and say, listen, what can we do with my equipment? Let's say I have 5 of those. Can we hardwire it? Can you put a more robust system in for me? What would you do?
Well, these 2 cameras actually are upgradable.
Yeah, because they're already dealer quality.
That's right.
Right.
And the dealer can come in and install a professionally installed Videofied alarm system. And Videofied is a Honeywell company. And who's been around? Everybody's got thermostats and stuff.
Very reliable.
So they don't lose their investment on the equipment.
Now, how'd you come up with this idea?
Actually, it came from the Videofied people. They came up with this idea, and we've had a relationship with the Videofied people for over 12 years now. When they first came to the United States, we were the first monitoring company to monitor their equipment. That was about 12, 13 years ago. And we're really, proud to be with them on this project. And we started with them on this project last July. and they were only acquired by Honeywell beginning of March.
If Honeywell bought them,
Yeah.
Honeywell thinks it's a great idea.
Oh, Honeywell
That's
is
it.
put so much resources and belief into this program. They are really, really behind.
Now, it's a security dealer network. Is it a consortium, a franchise, or are there other people like you in different regions that do this? How's it set up?
There are the security dealer network is our approach to this product.
Okay.
There are some other companies that are thinking about creating a sales channel, that goes through them, like Security Dealer Network. But we were the first, and we're the ones here at the ISC show, really out there, out in front, and because we believe in it and we think it's great stuff.
What's your reach nationwide? Are you doing stuff nationwide or regionally? Or
Actually, this could be worldwide.
Oh.
We're concentrating here in the United States. There are other companies like SDN that are set up to start in other countries around the world, and but there are no artificial barriers. Someone may have a ski lodge as a vacation home, or they may have a home on St. Thomas, and they can just take this the next time they go, install it themselves, and register it, and start protecting their property no matter where it is.
I'll tell you another thing I like about this. So I'm thinking command post, major event, civil unrest, a riot, whatever you want to call it.
Who
right?
knows?
And we put up yellow police tape. Wow, that's effective. That's going to stop everybody. And by the way, I'm going to know that the guy went through the tape 50 yards of there where I'm not watching. You could bring 10 of these things out to a mobile unit and create a electronic fence,
Sure.
right? And
Yeah.
now the guy on the cop can take his mobile phone and he can monitor 300 feet instead of having a cop every 10 feet. There's a lot of applications I can see in a mobile field temporary situation where it's set it up, turn it on, boom, you're done. Have anybody approached you with that kind of stuff yet?
No.
Yeah,
no,
I think
but
that's something I look at. Municipalities or concerts or places where you want to control access, and you're not going to call in the big company to wire you up. It's not practical.
No, it's not practical at all.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention about these systems, that these outdoor cameras.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the outdoor cameras. Hold that up a little bit. See, it's not much bigger, but you have some weather housing on there.
Sure, and a nice heavy duty mount.
Right.
Okay, but these create what we call a virtual neighborhood watch program. Now, you've heard about Neighborhood Watch from the National Sheriff's Association, where everybody's supposed to look, keep an eye open and stuff. Well, when you install these outdoor cameras at your home as part of your overall system, you can send an email from the smartphone app to your neighbors and invite them to be followers of your outdoor cameras.
This is brilliant.
So when the system is armed, if an outdoor camera sees something, it will send that 7-second clip also to your neighbors. And they have the ability to request a police dispatch as well.
Yeah.
But think about this, Chuck. You installed it. You have some of your friends watching your cameras. They may want a system and ask you to be a follower of their
Yeah,
cameras as well.
I have 16 people on my block, and we all know each other very well, right?
Yep.
Block parties, get-togethers, nobody's kids, whatever. You had one of these on every house, nothing happened on my street. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah, let's say, you had some door-to-door salesman, coming around in the middle of the day, or appears to be that salesman, but he is someone looking to see if anybody's home.
Exactly.
And so you're going to see them, but also your neighbors are going to see them. Your neighbor across the street may look out the window and is like, what's that guy doing?
Now, am I going to want to install 10 cameras on my block under one account and $39 a month, or is it 39 times 10?
Well, the outdoor cameras are only self-filtered. Okay, so if you were going to, it isn't $39. It would be $10 a month.
No.
And yeah, you could put up, maybe, I don't know how long the block is, but you could put a hub in the middle of the block.
Right.
The cameras can go 1,000 feet in either direction, and you could put up to 25 followers, 25 users, followers in the system, and yeah, you can, everybody can watch. It really doesn't quite work that well because followers can't turn systems on and off.
No, well, better to have everybody have their own camera, which for
Yeah.
$10 a month, and you can all share.
Right.
That's when Tina's on vacation, I'm watching her camera. I'm helping her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. All right.
The followers can
I'm
only
getting one
see
for my block. This is cool.
The followers can only see the outdoor cameras.
Right.
They can't look inside. Your neighbor. You can't look inside your neighbor's home because
Unless I put
remember you talked
unless I
about
put an
earlier
outdoor
about
camera.
privacy.
I can put an outdoor camera inside your house, though. Always a way to beat the system, right?
Yeah.
All right. Give me your name one more time.
My name is Bart Didden.
Bart, how do we get a hold of you? Well, website first. How about website?
It's not up yet.
Well, that's okay. These things happen on Security Guy Radio. Got an
Okay.
email address.
Yeah, I have an email address. It's bdidden, so that's Bravo David India David Echo November
Okay.
at usacs.net.
Excellent. Thank you very much. This is one of my favorite products of the show, I got to say. It's so simple and inexpensive, and it works. It's great.
The systems will be ready to start shipping the end of May.
Excellent. Thanks again for coming on Security Guy Radio.
Thanks, Chuck.